So the next step after washing the wool is drying it, and for this my secret weapon is my kids' trampoline. And especially if you have a trampoline with netting around it, it's fabulous to dry your wool on, because you get an airflow from underneath, and it's not going to fly anywhere if the wind picks up, because you have the netting around the trampoline. So I spread out the wool, and it's going to be really fast way to dry the wool. And after it's dried, I'm going to use the trampoline for next step as well, and that's going to be knocking all the leftover dirt and out of the wool by willowing. And willowing is beating the washed wool with willow sticks. Well, I don't have a willow tree, but I do have a hazel tree, so I am going to use hazel sticks. But first we're going to let this dry. So the wool I washed has dried mostly, and I don't need it to be dry more than mostly, because what I'm going to do next is going to dry it out a bit more as well. But here you can see that yeah, the wool is nice and clean, but there is still some bits of leaves and grass and sand in it. Now, before putting the wool on the trampoline, I sweep the trampoline, so it should be mostly clean. And now I'm going to willow it, and for that I have 2 hazel sticks. For now I'm going to use only one, because my other hand is holding the camera. But with that hazel stick I'm going to beat the wool. This is a very old technique used to both knock out the dirt, the vegetable bits and sand, and to fluff up the wool that has, yeah, well, in this case you have the staples compacted a bit, and for carding it's easier if everything is nice and open. So I'm going to beat this on the trampoline. And again, the netting around the trampoline is very useful here, and it's going to make sure that my wool stays mostly inside the trampoline. I still managed to flick some in the air and launch it out of the netting. But the beating I'm going to do is going to fluff this up, and it's just smacking the wool, slapping it. That's going to flick it up in the air as well. As well as knock the dirt out. So I'm going to continue this, and with both hands and a stick, a hazel stick, fresh, young, still bendy hazel stick, and I'll show you the transformation in the wool in a bit. I've been beating the wool for a couple of minutes, and you can already see how much more volume my pile of wool has gotten. And if you pick up a lock, then the structure has opened up, and this will be really easy to card. And by now it's mostly dry. Last bit of moisture dried out during flicking in the air and beating it. So I'm going to take this off the trampoline and shake it out a bit. Willowing would work better if you'd have a more open mesh where the bits and the dirt would fall through, but I don't have that, so this is my solution of yeah, it doesn't work as well, and I still have to shake out the last bit of sand, but well, it works well enough, and it saves me from having to chase the bits of wool from all over the garden if I flick them up into the air, and because they go everywhere, even with the netting around the trampoline. But that's willowing, and that's a very old technique, and I know it has been used in medieval times in Europe, but most other communities around the world in some form it has been used as well for fluffing up the fibers, opening up the fibers before you start processing them any further for spinning. So the next step will be preparing the wool for carding. In my case, pulling the locks open even more, and then oiling them, putting a bit of oil on, and carding them on hand cards. But I've already done a video about that, so I can put a link to that next to this video. And the step afterwards would be spinning, and then this is going to go onto the pile of the ever-growing pile of singles that will be used to weave the Iron Age dress. And I hope to see you in the next vlog. See you then. Bye.